She learned how to commute by her side for every sport she took. She had to sit out for 20 because of singing on the bus. In the fall, she will be attending Nicolay College for a business degree. Sadly, she won't be playing college ball, but she wishes all of her fellow seniors the best for their future and cannot wait to see some of them play in college. The head coaches for Wausau are Steve Jankowski from Newman Catholic, Jamie Hughes from Wausau West, and Derek Stanky from Wausau East. And now the batting order for Mosinee DC Everest. Leading off from DC Everest, number 17, Sydney Newman. She is a 2-year varsity letter winner and will attend Iowa Lakes Community College on a softball scholarship for a degree in the medical field.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Batting second for Mosinee, number 2, Paige Whitman. Paige's honorable mention all-state her sophomore year, first team all-state her junior year. Paige was also a 2-time first team all-conference for her sophomore and junior year. Paige plans on attending Winona State University in the fall to major in nursing. Her all-time favorite memory through Mosinee softball was completing an epic comeback in the semifinal game at state in 2018 against Denmark, but also holding the state record for most RBI in a single game. Batting third from DC Everest, number 12, Haley Larson. Haley is a 3-year varsity letter winner and will attend UW Parkside on a softball scholarship and major in sports management. Batting fourth for Mosinee, number 28, Kyla Zaleski. Kyla was 13 all-conference her junior year, and her senior year she was first team all-conference all-district along with honorable mention all-state. Kyla was recently awarded the Madison County Academic Excellence Award, and she plans to attend UW Minnesota Twin Cities in the fall to major in either psychology and law or geoengineering. Her favorite memory of high school softball was leading the team on the mound in an unforgettable comeback in the state semifinals her sophomore year, and also the time the coach yelled at her in games because she didn't slide. And also let's remember the walk-off home run to beat Splash here last year 2-1. Number 10, Paige Giarnik. Paige is a 2-year varsity letter winner and will attend North Central Technical.
We'll come in. I'll come and grab it.
We get
I know we want this stuff.
From DC Everest, Sydney Dahlman, number 25.
no problem.
Lucas, go ahead and turn us on. We'll make sure that we're good. I assume you got it. Kind of. Show them in there. Kind of do, we kind of don't. That's just what it's
If you didn't think about it in the last week or two, apparently had a program for Madison because she'll be attending the University of Arizona.
1 and 2, 2 and 1. No.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, we're getting there.
1 and 2, 2 and 1, 1 and 2. Mosinee, Jason and Gary.
There you go.
Wow. Whoa.
There's high levels.
Whoa. All right.
There we go.
Now we got you, Gary. Oh, a little bit. There, turn it back.
There you go.
Here. Well,
He
the
knows
phones
what
here
he's
is what we
doing.
need.
Stay out of his way.
All right.
Jason.
Mosinee tonight, Jason Zaleski alongside Gary Whipperful.
Well, you know, it almost didn't. I felt like Vince Vaughn and Swingers by the end of it, like Vegas, baby. Vegas is like 106 miles to go, 91 miles to go. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's a haul up here, but boy, beautiful, great field, great facility.
Yeah, I was telling Gary I drove with Gary on the final mile coming up here.
Maybe the final quarter mile.
All right. That I believe, I know for sure it's the first high school game or high school. I don't even know what to say here. We're going to have to figure out what we call all this that's going on out here. But the first
exhibition game, maybe something like that.
Exhibition game that has included high school student athletes. There you go.
Boy, it's been a long time coming. I'll tell you, this is our first softball game of the year that we've done. And we're going to do half a dozen in the next 2 weeks. So this is kind of the kickoff for us. And worked out we could come up here and watch these ladies play. And I mean, it's easy for me to say no to administrators and coaches and stuff. But boy, when the kids ask, it's hard to say no to that. And they know that too. They know me pretty well.
So, well, let's talk about that. What we're watching here is pre-game introductions, really, and each of these girls that are being announced, not only are they announcing their name and their school, but a little bit about them, what their on-field accomplishments have been through their high school career, what their in-class accomplishments have been, and maybe some personal stories. So there's a lot of that going on, and we can't quite hear it from here anyway. We'll get familiar with the names as they come through the batting order. But in the meantime, Gary, tell us what you do have coming up on W7.
Well, so first of all, thanks for having us up here. It's great to be here, and like I said, we've tried to kind of put something together for a while now, and glad this worked out. To my W7 watch viewers at home, you're going to see a little bit of northern softball tonight, and they 60 feet bases and all the things are still the same as this back home. It's just different names and numbers. But we did a high school. Actually, they're going to do national anthem, so we'll come back and talk about that. Stay tuned. National anthem coming up.
All right, national anthem out of the way. One of those things, though. Got to have it.
Absolutely.
Out of the way. So, Gary, you're in the middle of telling us what broadcast you've got coming up in the next few weeks.
Well, funny as it sounds, we actually did a high school graduation Saturday, Slinger High School, and it went so well. We had 3 phone calls today from schools in the area asking us to come and do theirs. So we're actually going to do Homestead High School in Mequon on Saturday, and then Cedarburg High School will be July 31st, and we're in the final conversations with the Classic 8 school of doing theirs right after. So a lot going on around graduation as the schools and principals and ADs are just working hard to try to get some ceremonies in for the kids and do the best they can. I'll tell you what, Slinger did a bang-up job. I was so impressed with how they put that together. Still did social distancing, did the whole thing, and it was fantastic. Hats off to Mr. Rada and Mr. Stevers and the school board. I mean, they did a fantastic job.
Excellent. Okay. Well, yeah, good to know. And yeah, it's people ask me. We've done a couple senior award nights, and we've got some graduations coming up too. Somebody just asked me recently, have you done those before? And I said, well, no. And would you do them again? And I said, well, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Right.
But, in a weird way, I don't ever want to do one again.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm happy to help.
This is such a one-off thing, and for us, it was any way that we can help our schools. Recognize the kids, this class. We want to do that. We want to be part of it. So for us, it was an easy yes. It was hard. We've never done it before, so it was a little bit of a challenge. But I think it actually came across pretty well.
Hey, Matt. We got the camera right behind you. Come this way. Thanks, Matt. Okay, turn it back. Gonna clear the runway for the pitcher-catcher camera out there. It's in a unique spot. Normally we would have put it all the way in the outfield, but not. We've got games live in Marshfield right now, so a lot of our resources are over in Marshfield, and just not enough left to get the power all the way out to center field when we got here. But
well, it sounds like they got both kinds of music here, country and western.
Yeah, that's right, they do. All right, so for Lucas's effort, Mosinee Everest is the home team, so ME is home, and WWN, Wausau West, Wausau East, Newman, visiting team, and Newman is up first, and actually, Newman's, well, let's see here. I'm sorry, Wausau East, Gabby Bratz at the bat.
Yeah, that's Newman colors there. I saw the red. I thought Newman right away.
I did for a moment too, but Bratz wearing number 4, that is Wausau East, and sees that one come in low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now we have the home plate umpire mic'd up. Lucas, I don't know if we're getting good volume out of that or not. We just did it in the last second, so we'll have to check it and see. But we mic'd him up tonight, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Tom Hack behind the plate, wearing the microphone for us, and Kyla Osowski pitching for Mosinee Everest, and check swing foul is a strike.
Well, you got to expect a lot of rust, I would think. I know they've practiced and everything else, but this is it's different getting into real game situations. So certainly, I don't know that you'll expect to see a lot of home runs or a lot of fantastic plays, but the main thing is we're out here playing. That's really what it's all about.
All right, yeah, absolutely it is. Osowski ready and delivers the 1-2, and this one hit
That's a base
into left field, and it is a base hit. And WWN on board.
Well, nice job going with the pitch, and nice level swing, and just dumped it right in the left field. I mean, that's how you do it. So leadoff single for, I was calling them Wausau Consolidated earlier. I wasn't sure what to go with.
Yeah, Wausau Consolidated, and you name the other one.
Just DC Everest, Mosinee, maybe Everest. DCEM. I don't know. There's another one.
All right.
Great catch and right.
And the throw back over to first is late, so Bratz able to get back to first. Abby Schilling, before we can even mention her name, flies out to right field for out number 1.
That was a nice catch and right. It looked like it was going to drop, and she closed on it very quickly and was able to make the play. So 1 out in the top of the first.
And that brings up Newman Catholic's Julia Seidel.
I know Julia Seidel. Julia is a huge W7 supporter.
There would be no doubt in my mind about it.
All right, Julia, here we go. So I always root for the kids, obviously, that we know really well. So we know Julia.
Julia going to River Falls in the fall to play volleyball.
That's right.
I'm sorry, no, that
basketball.
is wrong.
I think she's a basketball
Lauren
kid,
Shields is going from Newman Catholic, going to River Falls to play volleyball. Julia's a basketball player.
She's a basketball,
yeah, no doubt about it. She's a basketball player. And, oh, boy. Now I want to say Platteville, but
you might be right on that, Jason.
It's not coming together. Lacrosse. I was going to go through a
nice
ball.
Assist from the third base from the coach.
We would have got there eventually. A swung and a miss there by Seidel from Osowski. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. She's our She was a Marywood South Basketball Conference Player of the Year.
I'll tell you
just
what.
A few months ago.
And going to lacrosse, they got one heck of a women's basketball program.
Yeah, dang right.
Kate Middleton does a fantastic job over there. One of our good buddies, Cassandra Wormsley, on the roster over at lacrosse. We did a lacrosse Carroll women's basketball in November last year, and we're going to do another lacrosse game next year. Great program, and Julia is going to be a great fit over there.
2-2. Play.
There we hear the umpire. That's the umpire you're hearing.
Tom Hack calls it out 2-2. Here it is from Osowski. That one high for ball 3. Full count now to Seidel.
The technology works. So, Jason, one thing we have in common, we both have producers with the first name of L. You have Lucas and I have Larry.
Perfect.
We call him Larry Legend.
Are they interchangeable?
I don't know. I'm pretty attached to Larry Legend.
Well, and I'm rather
Good
partial to
patience by
Lucas, so
Julia.
I think we're even there. Although Lucas is going to leave me for UW Stout next month.
You're allowing that, huh?
Well,
see, Larry's not allowed to leave. So, believe me, he's tried many times. I won't allow it.
I bet. Cassie Olke now in the 4 slot for WWN. Or you said Wausau Consolidated? I think it's probably a better name, really, because they're all Wausau city limit schools. So that makes sense. And Olke from Wausau West. She's a Warrior.
So Seidel gets a walk. She's on first. Yeah. 1 out in the top of the first.
And this one bounced over to third. Pick there. Throw across the diamond is in
nice
time.
Play. Well, chance for some ribbies here for Consolidated.
Kaylee Pfiffner will come in, and we can see already that Wausau West represented by the number 2 jersey of Kaylee Pfiffner. That I don't have to guess at. I can easily see that's a Wausau West.
So
jersey.
West is blue. So for our Milwaukee fans, they're not going to know these colors. So West is the blue and gold.
Yep.
And then
well, we'll look here.
East
Lucas,
is
give
red
us
and
the
black.
third base runner here, and we'll see Wausau East right in front of us here. Gabby Bratson, red and black.
Well, we love the red and black. I'll tell you that.
Newman with the red and white sleeves.
Okay,
there
so Newman so that's Newman Catholic.
Yep. And bounce right
nice
back
job.
to Osowski, and we'll get out of the inning. She leaves 2 stranded on the ground out. Back to her from Kaylee Pfiffner, and. No commercial breaks here, Gary. We're going to keep things rolling here.
You're really going to make me work tonight. That's the thing I love about softball. You get an inning off after every 3 hours.
I know, right? And it's really relaxing, isn't it?
I
think anyway.
Oh, I love softball. I love calling the game. It's so much fun.
Well,
I love the kids. The kids, softball kids are their own breed, and that is, for us anyway. They're always it's always kind of the underdog sport. So they're a really, really close group. They really support each other very well. And I'll tell you what, they love to have fun in those dugouts. And if you've watched W7, we put cameras in those dugouts, and those kids go bananas over that.
Well, and they should. That's fun. I mean, it's so much fun.
It's fun for us.
Yeah.
And so they're, and the coaches are so great about it because they understand, girls are different from boys. I mean, they just are in that, one of our players from Tosa East told me this a long time ago, and it stayed with me ever since, and that is, girls have to have fun to win, and boys have to win to have fun.
I think that's right.
And so the coaches know that better than anybody. So they allow cameras in the dugouts. They allow us to do the goofy things that we do because they know that's going to give the girls a good experience, have fun, and make them play better, harder, all that stuff. That's just the way they're wired.
So I had a conversation with Marshfield Senior High Athletic Director Nathan Delaney earlier today. 99% of that conversation was off the record, and Gary and I will talk about that later. But the one thing I said to him, and I think anything I say could be probably off on the record, but I'll say it here. For me, when I'm assigning schedules during a regular spring sports session, or even now during the summer, we do baseball as well here on Zaleski Sports, and if there are enough announcers and I can do fast pitch softball, I put myself on fast pitch softball. It's more exciting.
Yeah, I agree.
There's more action.
I agree.
And it's just more fun.
It is. It's a great game, and it's so underappreciated, I think, by people that if you don't have kids in it, you don't know enough about it. But I tell you what, we have a ton of our viewers that just watch it because they love watching softball. With no kids in the program, they just love watching the games.
All right, so this will be Everest and Mosinee. Everest is in black with green letters for the W7 crowd that's here, and Mosinee black with purple sleeves.
DC Everest is an annual participant in the Brookfield Central Thanksgiving Shootout.
Well, there you go.
For girls basketball, hosted by Brookfield Central, Mallory Liebel and Don Kurth at BC. So we see Everest at least once a year, and in fact, been talking with Coach Bull is here tonight. Maybe he's around somewhere.
I haven't seen him.
We've been talking with DC Everest, and we're going to go up to Everest this year and do a game up there this year. So if they'll have us, we'll have to see how that goes.
As Sydney Eckert from Everest in the box now, pitching for Mosinee West, or
Wausau West.
Consolidated. It is Wausau West, and we will see if we get a number
Good
as
eye.
she walks Eckert. See if Gary turns around here. See if you can get a number on the back of that picture
I'll get it
for me.
for you.
Okay.
Looks like 8. Number 8.
There we go. Abby Schilling pitching for Wausau Consolidated. Eckert draws the walk, a 4-pitch walk, I think. Paige Wickland from Mosinee now in the box.
So we know Paige. Paige as a basketball player, also
Yep.
for Mosinee. We
Yep.
did when she was a sophomore. Junior. We went up and did a Mosinee game, and she was playing. So remember Paige from that. Good to see her again. Lefty, maybe a slap hitter. We'll see. Yep, she's a slapper.
Yep, she certainly is.
I'll tell you what. When I first started doing softball, Jason, and picking up that slap hitting, I never had seen it before. It is the neatest thing to watch.
And it's a skill. You have to
There
learn
is
how to do that.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. And slaps it right to Seidel
Seidel.
at first.
Oh, Julia.
And misfired over on the double play. Tag is made there by Eckert. And Eckert will run down to second base on the mishandle from number 5.
Did she tag? Did she go back and tag first?
She did.
Okay.
Yep, she did. So, Wickland retired.
Here's the downside of knowing us, Jason. Is you know when the kids know the bright lights of W7 are on them, they get a little they get a little nervous.
Oh, I know it.
So Julia knew we were here. So we're gonna see if we can get Julia mic'd up in a little bit. I'm gonna see if we can get a mic on her.
I think we can. That will go foul right towards the TV guys, right in front of our camera. Lucas, are they clear of our camera, or do I need to tell them to move again? Yeah. Hey, Matt. We got the camera right behind you. That's our pitcher-catcher camera. It goes right to the plate.
You guys
Stand right in front of us. That would be okay right here. Yeah, thanks, guys.
You guys got to show us how you order around the TV guys. They are all over me. Well, they never let
Matt and I go back a little while.
You got to show me this. I'm telling the TV guys run the show down in Milwaukee.
No. Well,
we're lucky if we're allowed in the building when the TV guys are there.
We are industry partners around here.
Nice.
These guys we're all friends.
No, we're all competitors.
Yeah.
So.
You might be, yeah. Let's see. Haley Larson, Everest here will face a 1-2 count from Schilling. Yeah, we'll get Julia mic'd up. There's no doubt about that.
Now we don't get a lot of TV on girls sports, to be honest with you, in Milwaukee. So when it happens, it's like a blue moon. It rarely happens.
Well, like a lot of things right now, this is a rare event, and so. Some special coverage here by.
Well, it's great those guys are here giving support for the girls and just being there to recognize them. Love seeing that. That's fantastic.
Our friends at Channel 12, Channel 7, and this one hit into left field.
That's a base hit.
And down.
That's extra bases.
Around coming home is Eckert, and it's a RBI double for Kyla Osowski, the pitcher, helping herself out.
Now you can see right here, Jason, she hit it down the line at left, and the left fielder misplayed it. And I'm going to say that's part and parcel of haven't played a real live game in a year, and the ball kind of bounced away from her. I think if this was their 12th or 13th game of the year, that's a single.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Paige Zarnick from Everest with Osowski at second and 2 outs in the inning. But,
hey, while I got a second, I want to give a shout out to
please.
some very, very good friends of ours, the Slinger Lady Owls softball team. Again, we did Slinger graduation Saturday. Bailey Donahue and Danny Biedenbender in the group. Sylvia Flaherty, love you guys. Look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Nice catch in center for the out.
Diving catch in center field, and we'll get a number here because we don't have positions. 7 and 7. If I go to the right side of things here, is
your writing's as good as mine.
I know, right? Peyton Van Rind. Van Rind? You folks know? Okay. Well,
Ricksell. Peyton Van Ricksell.
Or Ricksell, whatever.
That is not Ricksell.
I'm not sure where you're going with that, Jason. I'll tell you.
You forgot to put Van in there?
Well,
you may be a perfect fit for W7. I'll tell you
not
what.
gonna. Well, so we have high respect for our coaches. Again, that was Paige Zarnick who flew out to center field. I will not name any names as to who wrote that like that. So that's we'll end it right there. How about that? All right, we do have a couple reads though, as some folks from the area have made some donations to their school's booster club, and in exchange they get to have themselves mentioned on the broadcast tonight. Yeah, so we'll go through some of those, or we'll go through all of them, hopefully a couple times. So we've got a shout out to Everest 2020 grad Haley Larson and her teammates from Norm's in Rothschild. Norm's serves lunch and dinner daily, including burgers, homemade pizza, and an outstanding Friday night fish fry. Stop down and say hi to Kenny at Norm's at 707 Grand Avenue in
I think I go through Rothschild on my way home. I have to stop in for a hamburger.
You could. mean,
will
you
they yell
certainly can.
Norm when you come in? I mean,
No, Kenny. So,
Oh,
yeah,
Kenny at Norm.
Yeah.
Norm's the name of the place. Gotcha. All right.
You could yell Norm.
That's a little slow.
Well, that's an unexpected twist there in
Right.
the story.
Yeah.
Kenny at Norm's.
Kenny at Norm.
Yeah. All right. The Everest softball program would like to thank the senior class of 2020, Sydney Dahlman, Aliyah Edson, Lynn Marie Hoppy, Haley Larson, Juliana Poole, Nicole Przbilski. I'll get back to that one. I know I said that wrong. Sydney Eckert and
Przbilski,
Paige
that's
Zarnik.
right. That's right.
Well, I got some pronunciations. Przbilski.
That's good enough for government
Przbilski.
work. That's
There you
pretty
go.
close.
Thank you to your dedication to the DC Everest softball program, and best of luck in the future, ladies, from Everest softball.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Just a reminder to our viewers, if you need to, feel free to hit the mute button tonight. It could get a little ugly over here.
Lauren Nowinski from Newman Catholic will bounce this one over to third, and the throw is wide of the base at first. It'll be a base runner.
Her feet were kind of crossed up, but she let that ball go. You could see it was kind of going to go a little sideways on her. And that's part of the 60-foot bases. I mean, you don't get a lot of time with that ball on the ground. You better be on it and get it over there because that runner's coming down hot down the line.
All right, so Tanner Walter now. Tanner from Wausau West. Yep. So I say that with a question mark, and then I look to the jersey to confirm.
Right.
I just want to
You're
make
right
sure
on. You're right on.
we got it right. Well, you will get some snafus from the coaches on the roster. That does happen.
Well, good distribution in the field of Mosinee and Everest. It looks like a pretty even split almost of the two teams.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, great participation. These girls will be thankful that they played.
No doubt
as they
about
go down
it,
in life,
for
they'll
sure.
be thankful they came and played this game. They'll look back on it fondly. There's no doubt about it. So runner at first is Nowinski, and this one is
Fouled off.
Fouled off. There we go. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count to Walter.
I'm going to check our comments to see if my peeps are keeping me honest here, which they usually
Lucas,
do.
you're in charge of our YouTube comments tonight. So Lucas Hoheisel, your moderator tonight on YouTube.
Very nice.
And producing the broadcast today.
A man of many
This one
skills.
is
That's
off
fair.
the bag at third, and that's a fair ball every time. So it's an infield single for Tanner Walter, and 2 on, nobody out for Nicole Bryce.
Ed Rowie from W7 on the broadcast tonight. Watching, Coach. You missed out on a fun drive up here. I know you enjoy being in the car all the time. I'm telling you, you would have had a blast on this drive. It was great.
Nicole Bryce from Wausau West. Yeah, traveling buddies. Those are good to have.
We are traveling buddies.
Yeah.
We're like Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. I don't know which one.
Bunt laid down up the first base line, picked up in fair
Nice
territory, and out is the call. So nice, very nice job.
But she moved the runners over, which is what they needed her to do, and she did that. So you got second and third now.
Second and third, 1 out as we play here in the top of the second inning. We will play 7 innings tonight. Unlimited substitutions, re-entries, position changes. They're going to let these girls have at it and just have some fun out here. All right, and Kimmy Cummings.
Is the Scott Van Pelt impersonator in the house tonight from Newman Catholic?
Well, if he was, that would be interesting. I golfed with Jason Vandenelsen all weekend
Jason's a
long.
great
so, well, I've had enough of him. Friday,
Beautiful.
all day Friday, all day Saturday. Yeah.
Coach was on me about coming up to Newman and doing a game. So we finally
I'm
get
sure.
it worked out. Okay, we're going to come do a game. He's like, oh, by the way, I resigned at the end of last year.
Yep. Yeah, he's very persistent, though. That's how he got me up to play golf. It was nonstop harassment.
He did a great job of building that program.
Oh, yeah.
At Bishop Newman.
Abby Stone now from West with the bases loaded, 1 out, and sees a strike on her first pitch from Mosowski. Yeah, a former Newman Catholic assistant basketball coach, Dan Ross, the great mini golf tour 2020 champion this year. He won the tournament at 11 under.
Has he played Holy Moly yet? Do you know Holy Moly? It's a TV show about mini golf. If you get a chance, go check it out. It's all kinds of fun.
Well, here's what I'll tell you, though, Gary, that Jason, who goes by Prentice and Ross are probably watching, though, right now. So.
Oh, I know Prentice is watching. I know that.
Yeah, this one bounced right to first, and the throw comes home high.
Well, you take that first. You take the out there, I think.
Yeah, well, you want to step on the bag, get the sure outs, and in that case now, no out is made and the run scored.
Yeah.
So Nowinski comes in to score, evens the score at 1-all. Walter over to third, Cummings over to second, and Stone on first base via fielder's choice.
Well, you got 3 TV stations here tonight. That is just fantastic.
Yeah, we love them too.
That is great.
Lexi Gonzalez from Wausau West, and strike called there. Heard the strike from Tom Hack behind the plate.
W7 will be on TV3 Madison this fall on the weekends. Check us out.
That's awesome.
Swing and a miss.
So Osowski up quickly, no balls, 2 strikes to Gonzalez. Peyton. See, Gary, now you tell me if you get a Rixel out of that. Now that you know it's Rixel.
Yeah, I suppose
right?
if you know it,
Yeah,
then you could figure it out.
Yeah, well. Let's see what we've got here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With the bases still loaded, Lexi Gonzalez will see the pitch here from Osowski.
Good
And
pitch.
swing through it and a strikeout. Much needed strikeout if you're the Mosinee Everest crowd.
Boy, Ozowski did not mess around on that. That was just take it right to her.
3 straight. So Peyton Van Rixel, the much talked about, now finally hitting Peyton Van Rixel. Well, she'll watch us back tonight or tomorrow, and she'll probably have a good laugh. But 2 outs,
Watch
bases still
get a
loaded.
dinger here.
Well, that would be all right. I'm in favor of everybody hitting a home run.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, you're one of those guys. Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody gets a home run. But you
Well,
know
no,
what?
with the
I'm
bases
also
loaded.
one of those guys.
With the
so it's
bases
all right.
loaded. Yeah.
Okay, Peyton, let's see what you got here, kid.
Yeah, bounced
Uh-oh,
in,
gets
and
away.
a
One
run
run will
is
score.
gonna on the wild pitch. So 2-1 now is the score. Wausau consolidated over Everest and Mosinee.
You know what's funny is I was just going to say Ozowski's had very good control on her pitches so far, and right as I was getting ready to say that, gets a wild one on her.
Well, and you said, I mean, she worked Gonzalez in 3 straight.
Yeah.
And thought, oftentimes you get in a nice rhythm like that.
Yes.
Swing and a miss there, though. She came back with the fastball.
1-2 on
Yeah.
Van Rixel.
So with the bases loaded here a couple times in the inning, to perhaps you would think, and with no outs that first time, to give up only 2 runs would be a win here if she can get the
Get
strikeout.
out, yeah.
That
You
one
take that
bounces
every
in.
time.
Yeah.
Good job behind the dish on blocking that. I'm not sure who's catching for Mosinee, but that was a very nice block.
Yeah, saved a run there probably.
Yep, no question.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes now with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Osowski winds and delivers. Off-speed pitch and got her swinging.
Boy, nice job by Ozowski working out of a jam and only giving up 1 run. I mean, got to be happy with that.
Sydney Dahlman, Alaya Edson, and Madison Kowalski due up for Mosinee Everest. We'll go back to some of our mentions here and talk a little bit about Newman Catholic. Newman Catholic Booster Club would like to thank our senior softball players who have contributed immensely to our athletic program throughout their 4 years in high school, and a little bit about their future plans. And thank you, seniors from Newman Catholic. Kimberly Cummings. Kimberly will attend UW Platteville and plans to double major in criminal justice and psychology. Lauren Nowinski. Lauren will be attending the University of Iowa studying neurobiology. She
Yikes.
plans on becoming a physician assistant.
Holy
Hopes to
smokes.
work with children. And we were talking about Julia earlier. Well, here she is. Julia Seidel will be attending UW Lacrosse. We could have just read
There
the
it
notes
is.
first, maybe. And majoring in exercise science. She plans on going on to graduate school to become a PT or chiropractor. Julia will also be playing basketball for the Eagles, as we mentioned. Lucas, throw me on mute real quick, and Gary will take it the rest of the way.
Bottom of the second, it's 2-1 in favor of Wausau Consolidated. You're watching a combined broadcast coverage of W7 and Zaleski Sports, streaming on both platforms on W7 and Zaleski. Jason and I have got to know each other for the last year, and said, hey, let's do a game together, and it kind of worked out that we're able to come up and do this. And so now we're up 1. He's going to come down to Milwaukee.
Yeah,
next.
I owe you a trip for sure, and you just tell me when.
Bottom of the second.
Sydney Dahlman from Everest, starting here in bottom of the second. Her squad trails 2-1 here in the bottom of the second. Lucas moderating YouTube for us. Anything yet? Bryce Rasmussen, maybe? No? Bryce is probably watching the Marshall broadcast tonight.
So I just checked with Julia to see if she would agree to wear a microphone next inning. She said absolutely. So
Oh, perfect.
She's going to check with her coach and make sure it's okay, and then we'll mic her up.
Well, Julia's playing shortstop now, moves over from third base here to start the bottom of the second inning. And Dahlman here in the bottom of the second leading off for Mosinee Everest, and we'll see the 2-1 count come to her here high for ball 3.
3-1.
That's the voice of Tom Hack you hear behind the. Boy, Hack, what a last name for an umpire.
I'd say. Yeah.
There's a player from Kettle Moraine, Haley Hack, and that kid can hit.
Ball 4.
So the walk is drawn. Nice at bat there for Dahlman. You like the patience there coming out of the inning with the deficit, and you come out and you lead off for your squad, and you get on base. You need base runners to score.
Yeah. 2-1 in favor of Wausau Consolidated. You know, you guys do a great job. You got the scoreboard up, and again, Lucas does a nice job here putting all this together. It's a great job by you guys.
Yeah, well, it's all Lucas.
All I had to do was show up on time, and I couldn't even manage that.
Aaliyah Edson from Everest batting now. Pretty good mix of righties and lefties here for both these teams too, and that's tough on a pitcher.
Yeah.
And on a defense, especially in a season like this where these girls maybe haven't even played competitively in over a year, and to realize where you've got to be on the field as the batting box switches from left to right. It's a lot going on.
I'll tell you what, if they played 3 games this week and then we were here next Monday, you would see a way different game than what you see tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, and we've been doing our softball league in Marshfield every Monday night. This is week 6 tonight, and what a difference from week 1 to 2 to 3. I mean, it's exponential, and the quality has really risen each week. This one ripped.
That's a base hit.
And speed
Boy,
on
good
the
recovery
bases.
at second.
Yeah, I would say
nice job at second base.
As Madison Kowalski from Mosinee reaches on the infield single, sharply hit ball. It was picked nicely, though, by second. You said it. Good defensive effort. Just couldn't get her in time.
Well, DC Mosinee got something going on here in the bottom of the second, trailing 2-1, but runners on first and second with just 1 out.
Yep, that brings up Nicole Przebelski from Everest.
Right.
So I already know that the very thing I do when I get to my office tonight is I'm buying this microphone.
Isn't it
That's
nice?
happening right away. It is amazing. Lucas?
And it's really easy to pair and really
Yeah.
simple, and it just
All you did was
works.
push a button.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Quality is good.
Down the
And this
line.
is picked in fair territory, thrown across the diamond. Ball gets away from the first baseman, and a run will score.
And that's a mental mistake, because what you do is you if you're gonna play that, you play it and then take 2 steps back and step on the bag at third, get a force. Instead of throwing it across the diamond, you take 2 steps backward, step on the bag, and that's an out.
So we're all tied up at 2 here, 1 out in the bottom of the second inning, and Kaylee Oland steps in from Mosinee. Swings through the first one from Schilling.
Just a reminder, W7 Live back on the air this Saturday, 5 o'clock for graduation day from Homestead High School. Mequon will be doing Homestead 5 o'clock graduation live from the football field at Homestead.
This one picked by Seidel at first.
Nice
looked
decision
at
by
second.
Julia, very nice.
Yeah. Checked the runner. It was too late to get over to second for the force. Gets the sure thing at first. It's an RBI, though, for Oland as Kowalski comes in from third, and
she's
lead
such a
is
good
the man.
athlete, Julia
Oh,
is.
yeah.
And, you know, she's a basketball player, but she also plays other sports, and you can tell she's just an athlete. She's a really good athlete.
So we're at the bottom of the lineup here. The 11th hitter, Amanda Lopnow from Mosinee.
We got some Lopnows down in my neck of the woods.
Well,
Must
see?
be relation there.
Well,
Some migrated north a number of years ago and landed here in Mosinee. 1 ball, 1 strike as, again, Mosinee Everest takes the 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. And swung on a miss there by Lopnow as Schilling put it past her. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs in the bottom of the second.
So rivalry-wise, Jason, what do we got here? I mean, obviously they're playing together today, but I would assume the Wausau schools are pretty competitive with each other. And what about DC and Mosinee? Are they competitors? Are they rivals?
Well, and as Lopnow goes down swinging to end the second, so we played 2 full complete innings, 3-2 Mosinee Everest leading Wausau Consolidated. Yeah, what I would say is East, West, and Everest they all compete in the Wisconsin Valley Conference as Division I softball schools. Mosinee is Division III, and then Newman Division IV.
Gotcha.
So the Mosinee and Newman wouldn't face anybody else out here on this field unless it was an early non-conference or a tournament or a jamboree or something like that. But Wisconsin Valley baseball, East, West, Everest, very, very much competitive.
I'm not in that setting, but I'm in the after.
So we're going to get Julia Seidel mic'd up as we take the microphone away from Mr. Tom Hack. So we say thanks to Tom for giving us some live mic action from behind the plate. And Gary's take that shot there. Gary's out ripping the. Oh, yeah, we couldn't quite see him. But Gary went and told Hack, "That's it. Your microphone's done. It's mine." And hands it to Julia. So Julia will grab the microphone, and we get to hear some sounds from Julia Seidel. We're back to the top of the order here for Wausau Consolidated. Gabby Bratz singled her last time up, as Osowski remains in the circle for Everest Mosinee. Mosinee Everest. Remember how we got it on the scoreboard here for you. There we go. I'm going to switch.
Do you want to switch places?
Yeah, I will. I'm going to fix something here that I just saw. So we're just going to put an M for Mosinee right there. There we go. That's all right.
Are you getting comments on that? I mean, we get comments on stuff like that. Like you misspelled Arrowhead. I mean, they go berserk over that.
People have been pretty easy on us here this summer. They're just happy for sports.
Yeah, I think so too. And I say it in jest.
Yeah, I know.
Our followers are
No, we get that.
We have the greatest. They're really amazing.
Yeah,
And me being late, they all know that. That's table stakes. That's called a normal game.
Can't be.
So that doesn't surprise anybody that watches W7.
Bratz down to first with a leadoff walk, and pitcher Abby Schilling will come in. Yeah, it's an interesting situation. We like you provide free broadcast. As this one is lifted to left field, that'll stay in the park though.
Nice play.
And it'll be an out number one as left fielder will retire Abby Schilling. She flew out to right field her first time up, now flies out to left field.
So Julia Seidel up now. She's mic'd up, so
perfect.
We'll get to hear what's going on there with Ms. Seidel.
Pretty good timing there, batting third in the lineup.
How about that,
Get a
huh?
microphone.
Hit one out here, Julia.
Yeah. And sees a ball come in low.
She's too shy, though. You got to get those kids that just are nonstop jabbers. You got to. There's always one on every team. I guarantee. You just got to find her.
Well, we did a one-on-one interview with Julia after she was named Conference Player of the Year for basketball. And it's a solid interview. It's out there. You can watch it. People know where to go find these things. But what was interesting, it was a pretty good interview. And then she told a story about Lauren Shields, and then things got animated quickly. And she could have been a stand-up comic at that point. It was so good. So good.
Ooh, big cut.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, it turns out. So here, I'll tease it for the Milwaukee audience. Is that okay, Gary, for the W7 audience? So Julia and Lauren, best of friends. Newman Catholic, they play all three sports and best of friends. Lauren got the name Fido in basketball practice one day for doing things that a Fido might do as Seidel goes down swinging. And I'm just going to leave it at that. It's a funny as heck story. You've got to go watch it. That's what I'll tell you. And all you got to do is look up Julia Seidel. Just put Julia Seidel Zaleski in the search, and it'll show up like that. But yeah, Fido, and then Lauren was named a scholar athlete, and so then we got to have Lauren on a few weeks later, unbeknownst to Julia.
Payback time.
And Julia, nobody knew she was going to be named a scholar athlete, so she comes on the show then a few weeks later, and she gives her own story about Julia. So there was payback, and that's out there as well.
That was foul.
As Cassie Olkey bounces that one. Foul.
I know we haven't had a lot of sports this summer, so everybody's anxious for it to start again. I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed with how many people are out here tonight for this exhibition game. I mean,
hundreds.
It's all around the field. That's lined, at least one layer deep, all the way around. Great turnout here to support the girls.
Yeah, hundreds in attendance, and what we know, Gary, is that you and I and Lucas and Larry, we're in the right business because people love sports.
They absolutely do,
and they love their kids in the communities more than anything else.
That's Julia's voice that you're hearing right there. That's Julia Seidel from the Wausau Consolidated team.
Yeah, as Bratz takes advantage of some, just napping, I guess is the best way to say it.
Delayed steal there.
Yeah, and comes down to second base. So runner in scoring position now with 2 outs for Olkey as she'll face a 1-2 count from Osowski. And strike 3 called, so we saw Osowski strike out Van Rixel to end the second inning. We saw in the bottom of the second inning. Lopp now go down swinging to end that inning, and now the top of the third ends with a strikeout. So the pitchers, Gary, well ahead of the hitters here in this game.
Well, as you'd expect to see it, we're zipping along here in this one. We're already heading to the third.
Yeah, bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess, I didn't think of it. I really didn't think of anything coming into this game.
That's like me almost every day. So, again, you'd be a great fit at W7. You'd fit right in.
But now that thinking of it here in the bottom of the third, if somebody were to have asked me, and I would have put in some intelligent thought, and it would have been the first time today I did anything intelligent.
That'd be one more than me. So
I would have likely said, I bet the pitching will be, hitting will be very sparse.
Yeah.
And it has been a little bit. The ball's been kind of thrown around a little bit, and I guess that's to be expected. And this is going as expected now that I think of it.
It's similar to what you would see for a game that's held on March 27th.
Yeah.
Those games are always an adventure. Now, we don't have the 31-degree weather to deal with, which is nice. But, play-wise, I would say there's a lot of similarities here. A lot of rust, which, again, you'd expect. No matter how much individual training you do, you cannot simulate a real-time game atmosphere. So, again, to be expected. And, we're seeing that. But still, 3-2. Overall, we've had some errors and things, but, pretty clean overall, I would say. Shaping up to be, it could be a really nice finish here for tonight.
Yeah, I think so, and that would, I think, be the other thing. I don't, unless some unfortunate things happen all in sequence, you wouldn't expect either team to run away from the other one in this kind of a game either.
Yeah.
It probably will be close, unless, again, there's a really unfortunate set of events at some point for somebody.
No lights here at this field, so at dusk we'll be done no matter what. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Everest up to bat in the bottom of the third.
Everest coach Matthews comes over, and he's very proud of the attendance here.
He should.
Very happy about it.
That's great.
Yeah.
He does a great job. He's a great, he's, again, another one of those big supporters of W7. We see him on our social media very consistently and appreciate his support. And we really appreciate the support of DC Everest and Mosinee both. They've been great supporters of what we do. Big shout out to Coach Tom McCarty, now principal at Edgar. There's a nice shot in the left center. Oh, almost made the play that's going to bounce over the fence for a double. Ground rule double. That would have been one heck of a catch in center field.
Ground rule double for Sydney Eckert.
Sydney pounded that thing into left center.
And she reaches base for the second time in as many at-bats. And a ground rule double there off of Gabby Bratz, now pitching for Wausau Consolidated.
So shout out to Coach Tom McCarty, now head coach at Edgar girls basketball, principal at Edgar as well. He coached Mosinee for several years, and he was instrumental in bringing us up to do a Mosinee game. And then they brought 115 people to our W7 girls basketball day at Madison a couple years ago. So
that's
he's
amazing.
A great supporter of ours, and looking forward to connecting with Coach McCarty again soon.
Yep, Coach is now up in Edgar, and so he's got a new gig.
Yes.
And looking forward to it.
Love that.
That one
I knew he wouldn't keep him off the sidelines too long.
Yeah, just a year off.
Yeah,
I think that's all it was.
I
right?
think that was plenty for him.
Yeah, it's Paige Wicklund.
He's a young guy,
Wicklund bounces back to the pitcher for out number one.
He's got a lot of passion for the game, and he's a great teacher.
Haley Larson now batting for the second time today, struck out back in the first inning. Yeah, we our very own Steve Maves talked to Tom McCarty, and you can read about Tom, now the head varsity girls basketball coach at Edgar at ZaleskiSports.com. Got that article out there. And
hey, shout out to Steve also.
So
Steve, another big supporter of W7, Steve Maves.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate that. And again, just appreciate all the support from you guys as well, Jason.
Steve, yeah, well, you bet. And right back at you. As Steve is over in Marshfield calling fast pitch softball over there right now. He's calling 4 games tonight.
Attaboy.
Whoa. I did that
Lucky
in week
guy.
1, and I said, I am not doing that again.
That's fun stuff.
It's a lot. You go slap happy after about the second and a half start of the third game.
We're going to do a tournament next Saturday in Thiensville with Germantown softball, and it'll be an all-day event there. So I bring in my canopy, and I see you guys got yours out here tonight. And
it's got a shield from the sun,
gotta
so I
have
have a little shade.
Yeah.
For the equipment, for the me.
Mostly for the me. I'm not a sun person at all, I'll tell you what.
As this one is bounced by Osowski, turns and misplayed down at first base, so a run will score as Eckert comes in to score, and Osowski aboard safely at first base with 2 outs in the inning.
Well, and here's the other thing, especially with like an all-star game like this. I mean, so your pitcher and first baseman don't necessarily know each other and able to, communicate as far as, hey, it always goes this way, we throw it this way. So there's a lot of communication gaps here that you would expect from disparate teams playing on the same team. And again, I think that was a great example right there. Had that been the Wausau East first baseman, you probably would have seen an out there.
Paige Zarnick steps in there. Yeah, and to that
no
too.
fault of either player.
No, it's just a fact of this game. But you're right. Your infielders on a team know, is that catcher one that is going to get out and make this play or not, and so you know how to react to each other. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
If you know your catcher is very active, has got springs in her legs, and going to be able to jump out and get that one, you're going to sprint to your base right away.
Yeah.
And just all those things, and they're not going to be known in this game, and that's kind of what makes it fun.
You know what's funny about this game? Just watching it, I mean, this is not a exhibition, have fun, goof around. I mean, these kids are like focused, man. They're like, this is serious stuff. Nice play at short, a step on the bag at second. Very nice play at shortstop for the out.
It's Cassie Olkey there making the third out of the game as she picks it clean from the shortstop position and fires over to second in time for out number 3 as Zarnick goes down, and Mosinee Everest scores 1 in the inning. They lead 4-2 over Wausau Consolidated. I'm still trying to get the names right of the teams.
I'm just following your lead. I'm just watching softball. This is all right with me. It's fun just to watch the game and just see things happen.
Yeah, we are having fun here. Again, Jason Zaleski, Gary Whipperman. Sorry, Gary.
That's all right.
I started reading this stuff. Gary Whipperman here. Japers.
Don't sweat it. Like I said, I've been called way worse than that. So.
Well, I was trying to find my promo here, and I got words all over the place. This again, a shout out to Everest 2020 grad Haley Larson and her teammates from Norm's in Rothschild. Norm serves lunch and dinner daily, including burgers, homemade pizza, and an outstanding Friday night fish fry. Stop down and say hi to Kenny at Norm's, 707 Grand Avenue in Rothschild.
Dude, you are making me so hungry. Kenny, get that grill fired up and get me a hamburger ready. I'll be there in a couple hours.
Yeah, and maybe sooner. You said it before. This game is really speeding along. Top of the 4th inning here already. And it'll be Sydney Dahlman, Alaya Edson, and Madison Kowalski all due up for, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong page. Let's do that again. How about Kaylee Pfiffner, Laura Nowinski, and Tanner Walter for Wausau Consolidated?
Well, I don't want this to end too soon. I promised my wife I'd be late, and I hate to come in ahead of that because then the expectations change.
Well, you don't want her to call you a liar.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But also, if I say 11, it's 9:30. Guess what? Next time I say 10, she's going to expect 8:30.
That's
so
right.
Cannot have that. That cannot happen.
Well, perhaps Norm's and Rothschild can take care of that.
There
for
we
you
go.
If you did have to leave
I don't know
early.
if I stop in there. It may be tomorrow morning before I get home. So that probably won't work either.
Well, and I know some people in the area, and we can get you a room.
Yeah,
so
here we go.
It's possible. Anything is possible.
B&B and Rothschild. Here we go.
But thanks again, Gary, for coming up
you
here
betcha.
and
Great
being part
here.
of this. I think, I thought it would be fun. We tempted you a few times.
You did.
And we thought it was some pretty tasty treats. That was some really fun stuff as this one fouled up the right field line by Pfiffner, not a play. But we're glad we got you here. And yes, you just tell me when. We will come down and do anything you got going on down there. We want to see your setup, and as it looks really intriguing.
It's very interesting. We did 9 cameras on Saturday.
As this one
nice
over
jump.
to first,
Boy, nice
and
play at first.
They say she came off the bag. I thought maybe the right foot might have
nice
tapped
play,
over
though,
there.
regardless.
Well, it keeps the runner at first by making sure that ball stays in the field of play. So Pfiffner aboard. We'll give her an infield single. How's that, Gary?
Is that still Ozowski's pitching for?
Osowski is pitching for. I believe so. What I understood from Mike before the game, she was the only pitcher they had.
And she will pitch a lot tonight, I assume.
And this one lofted into center field, but it's
right
at him. And nice fire.
Center.
Look at the rifle coming back in from center field.
Sun's out, guns out, baby.
There you go. So keeps Pfiffner at first as Nowinski goes down on the fly out to center field. Brings up Wausau West Tanner Walter. Walter singled and scored back in the 2nd inning.
Hey, just a reminder, July 22nd and 23rd on W7, the Great Lakes Classic from Germantown High School. 2 days of wall-to-wall girls basketball all day, both days, July 22nd and 23rd. Some great teams, Wisconsin Lakers, Purple Aces, and a whole bunch more. Wisconsin Playground Elite all going to be there.
This one hit into right field,
Oh.
and yeah, she came in with her glove up and switched glove down, fires it back in.
Got to back her up. No backup there. You got to have a backup. And again, this is just what you see from what we're playing right now, because you should have had that right fielder should have been come in onto the dugout, onto the grass, on the infield to back up that throw, and she was nowhere to be found. You got to come in and be there. That's part of the game.
And a good play, what seemed like it may not turn out to be a good play, but a good play made out in right field after she couldn't quite get her glove twisted back around in time. Fired it back in, almost got the force out at second, but then as you said, nobody to back up that play. That left fielder's got to come all the way down into the infield and not able to remember to do that. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So Nicole Bryce now will step in, Wausau West. I know I called Nicole's name a number of times in basketball back during the winter.
Jason, I'm going to step aside for a second. I'll be back in a minute.
So Bryce will come to the plate. Left-handed hitting Nicole Bryce as Osowski and the rest of her Everest and Mosinee teammates deconverge. Is that a word? I don't know. They leave the circle after the meeting was done. So runners at second and third, and Bryce, first pitch swinging, hops over the mitt of the pitcher. They will retire Bryce at first, but the run will score. And it's an RBI for Nicole Bryce, and it's a one-run game, 4-3 here as Wausau, as Everest Mosinee continues to lead Wausau Consolidated. And that brings up Kimmy Cummings, walked in her first plate appearance back in the second inning. Steps in now for the second time today, out of Newman Catholic. And hits this one into shallow right field. That may drop, and it does. And the run will come in, and we are tied here at Mosinee 4-all. So RBI for Kimmy Cummings. That scores Walter from third on the bloop single out to right field, and now Abby Stone. And Stone sees this one come in low for ball one. 4-4, top of four. Tight one here in the works here for Mosinee today. Osowski ready and delivers the 1-0. This one is grounded over to short. Pick there. Gathered over to first and in time for the final out of the inning. But Wausau Consolidated does score 2 in the inning, and they tie it up here as we'll move to the bottom of the fourth. We are tied at 4. And again, the Everest softball program would like to thank the senior class of 2020, Sydney Dahlman, Alaya Edson, Lynn Marie Hoppy, Haley Larson, Juliana Poole, Sydney Eckert, Paige Zarnick, and Nicole Przybelski, 2020 seniors. And here at Zaleski Sports, and on behalf of W7, we thank all area seniors for all their work they put in coming into the spring of 2020, and congratulations on your high school graduations. And the Everest program says thank you for your dedication to the DC Everest softball program, and best of luck in the future, ladies. All right. That, again, from the Everest softball program. Just talking to Gary, but all the kids from just anywhere. You pick where, I mean, not even this state, just anywhere that, coming into their spring sports season had committed years and years to their sport, and we congratulate them on their high school graduations. Best of luck in the future, and for those fortunate enough to come out and be able to participate, that's a pretty cool way to send it off.
It is, and it's hard though because a lot of these teams had such big plans for this season. I mean, I think of the Slingers, I think of New Berlin West. I think of schools like that had big hopes for this year, and they had the cast was right, the timing was right, but then COVID struck.
That one is going to bounce into left field, and that'll get down for a leadoff double for Sydney Dahlman.
Slinger would have definitely been in the running for a run to Goodman this year, no doubt about it. Nicolay had a really good team coming back as well. They'd have been very, very good.
Yeah, and it's and just like boys and girls basketball, these will
Don't
be
open that wound.
these will be questions that'll never be answered.
No,
They just won't be.
Well, that's exactly right. If you
Yeah.
read the blog that we did right after the tournament, I mean, it was a pretty painful experience in that, I said, these questions are like presents under the tree. We'll never get to open them. They'll
No.
just sit there forever unopened. We'll never know what could have happened.
As Edson grounds out to Bratz, back on the circle, so over to first for out number 1. That'll bring up Madison Kowalski. And now we turn all of our attention now to fall sports.
And that's not, we can't take that for granted because we don't know at this point. I mean, we're going ahead like it's going to happen, but we don't know.
We don't. I have talked to every athletic director in this area, which for us these days is about 20-ish schools, and I've talked to almost all of them, and they know as much as I do.
Nice play at short.
Oh, the stretch at first couldn't quite haul it in, so it'll be an infield single for Kowalski. And just like us, Gary, the ADs, they want to know too.
Of course.
And just.
But I think the WIA is going to pin this on the local school district
Absolutely
to decide.
they will.
And,
yeah.
that's a lot of responsibility for our ADs, and especially when they don't know what everybody else is doing. So, again, nothing but respect and admiration for the athletic directors in this state. They are they are truly the unsung heroes in this state. They do so many things behind the scenes that nobody ever sees.
As Przybelski steps in for the second time today, and this one is fouled off the net behind home plate. Big, tall net there. That'll keep everybody safe over there as they wheeled in some of the porta potties and the hand wash station over there.
Julia Seidel wearing a microphone for us at third base. We're going to switch it to the pitcher for Mosinee next inning, Ozowski.
Excellent.
And we may even get a little meeting at the circle. So stick around for that. If you ever wondered what do they say when they all get together in the circle, you're going to find out. You're going to find out by watching this broadcast. So don't go anywhere. That's coming up next inning. And I've already talked to the coaches saying we want a meeting at the circle no matter what. And they said they would accommodate.
Grounded over to short, and a fast throw gets under the glove of the second baseman and all the way into the right field corner. One run already in. 2 runs are in.
She'll hold at third. Oh,
and
gonna send her.
She's
Nobody
going to
there.
go around, and she will touch them all as 3 runs come in.
And again, the thing I'm seeing, Jason, and I don't want to be critical here because it is just an exhibition, but I'm seeing a lot of standing and not moving on the field. So that shortstop should have moved over and backed up that throw, but standing there, the ball gets through, then Seidel's got to go and get it, and there's nobody at third. So it's, again, all to be expected, but still you cringe when you see it because you know what they should do, and they know what they should do. But again, this is March softball.
So we got Julia in the circle there. I don't know if we got anything from her, but
oh, yeah, we missed a golden opportunity there. Lucas is messing around with microphones and everything else. Can't you do 6 things at once, Lucas? Come on. Larry'd be all over this stuff.
7-4.
He's doing a great job. He's, I'm just picking on him.
After Wausau Consolidated ties things in the top of the 4th, DC Everest and Mosinee come right back and take a bottom of the 4th inning lead as they score 3. 1 out, and Kaylee Oland grounded back to third base back in the second inning.
Those producers do way more than you and I do,
Oh,
Jason,
man.
I'll tell you that. We're a couple chuckleheads with microphones.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys make all the pictures happen, all the audio happen, all the scoreboard happen. I mean, there's a ton of stuff they do that make this what it is.
Fully confirmed.
0-2.
Yeah, Bratz, and this one hit into right field, coming on and
Nice
making the catch for out number 2 in right field.
Bottom of the 4th, it is 7-4. Mosinee Everest with the lead. I've been switching off Everest Mosinee, Mosinee Everest, trying to
Get everybody in that way. And because I don't know if they went through any branding exercise if they were to figure out who was supposed to be in that first position.
I'll tell you what, though, the green and purple look really good together. I like it. I think it's a good look.
All-star team.
Yeah, I like the look. It's almost like an NBA. It's almost like the Bucks a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point.
No Giannis sighting, though.
Well, not yet. Could be on his way. But Lop now up to Bratz, 2 balls, no strikes, and swings that pitch 3, hits it foul up the first baseline. Well, you mentioned, March 27th, 31 degrees.
Yeah.
We've got a really nice night here tonight.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
After it's
gorgeous.
been 90 and 90% humidity for how long? This is about as good as you can find it on a Monday night.
76 degrees,
How
nice
about
breeze.
that? Yeah. And swung over the top of the drop ball for strike 2.
I'll tell you what, the breeze reminds me of when we did our game last year at Oak Creek with Franklin Oak Creek, right off Lake Michigan in March with airplanes flying overhead. It was insane, 30-mile-an-hour winds.
And play
Nice
from
play at
shortstop.
first. Good stretch to make the play at first.
So we got a 2 and a 13. Do you think that's
13
true?
and 2,
All right,
yes,
let's make
sir.
sure to say who that was, because those things, to me, are important. Kaylee Pfiffner, number 2, and number 13, Tanner Walter. So those two combined for the final out of the inning as Lopnow on the 6-3 put out for out number 3. We move to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Lexi Gonzalez, Peyton Van Rixel, and Gabby Bratz all due up as we start a new inning, and 7-4 as we take a look at Gary.
Dude, no, we want
here.
that.
Gary's
Don't be
going to
boring. No.
get our pitcher
No,
mic'd
that's-
up.
that's
Lucas,
what
we
makes
got
it
that?
fun.
Yes. My fingers are a little too big to squeeze in there now. But maybe they don't have to squeeze in there. It looks like maybe Osowski might have got cold feet on that. I'm going to go grab some water. Gary's going to be right back, and he's checking with Coach Matthews on equipment placement out in the pitching circle.
I'm a sailor. I'm gonna wash my mouth. Is it on already?
Yeah, let's
It is? Okay.
3 outs and hit some bombs. Here we go. You guys don't make fun of
Gotta watch
me.
how.
Here we go. Team.
Pretty much a free swinger.
All right, just about ready to start action here in the top of the 5th inning. 7-4.
Switch it around. Charge admission.
7-4 lead for Mosinee Everest, and taking one off the shoulder is Lexi Gonzalez as her team trails by 3 runs and will take a easy trip down to first base. So runner aboard, and that brings up Peyton Van Rixel, and then back to the top of the order in Gabby Bratz.
So the
Gary, what do we know?
Well, the Everest coach is wearing a microphone, and then
Okay.
Zaleski, the pitcher from Mosley, is wearing a microphone. Now, what's her first name?
Oh,
Is it Haley, is that right?
Excellent questions, Kyla.
Kyla. So Kyla warned me that she has a tendency to talk to herself
Great.
during the game. And I said, that's great. She's like, no, I don't want that. I'm like, oh, yeah, we want that for sure.
Yeah, we want it. As Van Rixel sees one come in from Osowski high for ball 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah.
Hey, big shout out to my buddy Nat Hoper from Lord's Academy. Great friend of ours, a great follower of ours, and we're going to do something with Lord's next year. Coach Quinn Hines over at Lord's, also for girls basketball. They do a great job. Oshkosh Lord's Academy. We're looking forward to doing stuff with them next year.
What a fun school over there,
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Yeah. Those people are always having a good time.
Coach
put
Hines
out-
also coaches softball as well in Appleton.
Yeah, and they put out some good athletic programs,
Yes.
and it's just a complete program.
Yes.
Student learning and extracurriculars, it's all there. As Van Rixel gets the pitch from Osowski and off the handle.
Jammed her on that
Yep.
one.
And down to first for the easy out, first out of the inning, as Van Rixel is retired.
Ozowski's messing with that microphone over there.
Yeah, okay, so we get the timeout here, so
Here we
Gary
go.
and I are going to quiet down so we
No,
can
you can't. It's my time out.
hopefully hear what
You'll get
what
to
they're
hear
talking
what
about.
gets said in the huddle. Listen up.
Okay.
And Lucas, you can even mute us.
Hey, we're mic'd up. Don't be saying it's manufactured. This is real stuff now. This is the 3rd time through the order. So you got to pull out that special weapon, the COVID ball you've been working on now the last couple months here. Okay? They've got no idea it's coming. Hopefully our catcher knows it's coming. All right? Let's just get 2 outs and get like 4 more runs, okay? All right.
Quiet.
So a meeting at the Circle is done, and you all at home got to get, talk about some insight there.
Inside access, baby. That's how we roll.
Yeah, well, that is now a standard around here. This is my day of demarcation right here. This is our standard moving forward. It's just too easy.
We'll have you guys having cameras in the dugouts before long. I'm telling you what.
Last summer we had an umpire in
That's
amateur,
the one right
summer
there.
amateur baseball, Dairyland League baseball here. We GoPro'd him on his chest and got him give us some nice footage.
Nice.
Going over with the GoPro. Alex Bartman probably watching today's broadcast. Alex watches a lot of stuff with us, and yeah, it was fun. It was good insight from. He was the base umpire that night, and just looks that you can't see if you're sitting, in the bleachers or wherever else. And this
Nice
one ripped to center, and
That's a double for sure.
double coming around,
1 run in.
and 1 run is in.
And nice hit for number 4 from Wausau East. That
Gabby
is
Bratz. So
Gabby
Bratz
Bratz on the double.
RBI double for Bratz. That scores Gonzalez,
Yeah.
and it is now a 2-run game.
I challenged that Wausau team in the dugout, Jason, right between innings, and said, hey, I want somebody to hit one out. Our ratings need to go up here, so we need a home run out of somebody. And they all said they were going to try to make it happen for me.
All right,
Because
well,
it's all about us, It's not about them. It's about our, our viewership here.
tying run is at the plate in the way of Abby Schilling. And we got to know Abby last year. We do something around here called the 3 to See. It's our best 3 highlights of the week, and fans vote on them every Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, and Gabby
That's a
was
good idea.
Gabby was a 3 to See winner back during spring sports last year.
I'm sorry, it's called what? The 3 to what?
3 to See.
3 to see.
3 to
Gotcha.
see.
Okay,
Yep,
3 to
yep,
see.
Yep, the
Got
best
like
3
it.
highlights of the week, and you vote on them, and you pick which one was the best.
Nice play at third for the out. That is number 10 from Everest.
Okay, Paige Zarnick
Paige
records
Zarnick
on a 5-3
play.
putout.
Very nice.
And so Schilling, as I was just singing her praises there, she's been retired all 3 at bats. So
Well,
that's softball. That's going to happen. As Julia Seidel now walked back in the first inning, struck out in the third, and she's got a runner at third. RBI chance here for Seidel as she takes a look at one low and away for ball 1.
Now we put a poll question out tonight on who our viewers thought was going to win.
Yeah, what'd you find out there? I was interested
Well,
in
what I
that.
found out was we didn't have a lot of voters.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, so it was a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if I had said this was Arrowhead
Yeah,
and
right.
McGonigal, we'd have had
week 1 football or something. Yeah.
Oh, that is that. Okay.
Osowski turns and delivers, and Seidel bounces that one foul. It'll be 2 balls and a strike to Seidel on the next offering from Osowski.
7-5 in the bottom of the 5th?
Yep.
Top of the 5th.
Top of the 5th. 1 run across in the inning for Consolidated, and Seidel is going to pick up the RBI. Yeah.
Zarnick took her eye off the ball for just a split second. That's all it took. And got away from her, and the runner gets on first and 1 run in to make it 7-6.
Yeah, and the pressure was on there a little bit perhaps for Zarnick as she wanted to get that final third out. And I think she kind of took a peek at home. But again, with being out of season here for a while, maybe should have or would have known that run's not going to count. Just fire it over there and get that third out.
Good
but
point.
Took a peek at the runner going home and didn't need to. Just get it over to first.
And again, that's one of the 4 million things that you know that you cover during the course of a
all those
season.
scenarios you run in practice. Runner on third, 2 outs, and then okay, got it, coach.
All situational stuff, muscle memory stuff by the time the season's over.
So Cassie Olkey also 0 for 2 today. She grounded to third in the first, struck out in the third. We'll look at a 2-0 here from Osowski, and now 3-0. But again, Gary, the attendance here, I mean, it is in the hundreds.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
And I'm not that good at math. I don't know if it's pushing 1,000, but it's in the hundreds.
This is what we would see at a sectional game in the Milwaukee area, honestly.
Yeah, completely agree. As Olkey draws the walk, so an error and a walk with 2 outs. Runners on first and second for Kaylee Pfiffner.
Now, Kylan's got to just focus on the batter here. You got 2 outs.
Yeah.
You just need a third out and get out of this inning.
That one
Fouled
bounced
off her
foul.
foot.
Yep. It's a good call there by our base umpire.
I'll tell you what, there's always the competition between sports for which one's tougher and which one's harder, and they're all difficult. But I don't know that there's tougher kids. Well, rugby kids are pretty tough. Girls rugby kids, girls hockey kids are pretty tough. But girls softball kids are pretty darn tough.
Yeah, I agree with that. Tough and committed.
Yes.
Yeah. And swing and a miss
That one
there.
was way low. Nice pitch by
Yeah,
Kyla.
off-speed pitch by Osowski. Really had Pfiffner out in front of that one. So no balls, 2 strikes now to Pfiffner with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Osowski has a pitch she likes and delivers. And that one will be grounded foul right at us. Nice
play,
play.
Coach.
Hey, all right.
Get Coach a glove. Get her glove out there. Scoop that right
Yeah,
up.
Didn't even need a glove.
No.
Kidding me? Yeah. Ready for it the whole way. I think she's probably played third base before.
Yeah, it looks like she's played the game once or twice.
The 0-2 to Fiffner. Here it is.
Nice
That
pitch.
one over
Zarnik
to third.
again. Steps on the bag.
yeah.
Nice play by Zarnik at third. Good awareness. Step on the bag, get the third out, and retire the side.
So we've played 4.5 here from Mosinee as Wausau Consolidated leads 7-6. Wausau, Everest, Mosinee coming up, and it'll be the top of the order in the bottom of the fifth. It'll go Eckert, Wickland, and Larson. As we see a Brad Hansen sighting here as he strolls up. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a trophy with him or the belt. There's no belt for Brad. No belt for Jason either. That's how that one worked out. The Newman Catholic Athletic Booster Club would like to thank our senior softball players who have contributed immensely to our athletic programs through their 4 years in high school. Thank you, seniors, and Kimberly Cummings. Kimberly will attend UW Platteville and plans to double major in criminal justice and psychology. Lauren Nowinski. Lauren will be attending the University of Iowa studying neurobiology. She plans on becoming a physician assistant and hopes to work with children. And Julia Seidel. Julia will be attending UW La Crosse and majoring in exercise science. She plans on going on to graduate school to become a physical therapist or chiropractor. Julia will also be playing basketball for the Eagles. There we have it. All done here. As, again, we'll go to the bottom of the fifth inning here. 7-6 is our score as Mosinee Everest leads by 1. They will bat here and perhaps work on extending their lead here in the bottom of the fifth inning as they start at the top of the order. And they will go Eckert, Wickland, and Larson. Again, thanks to Gary Whipperman for joining our broadcast today. As Gary's been working double time since he got here. Not only is Gary on the broadcast, he's also working double time on the field, getting players, coaches, umpires mic'd up. Holy man. And we thank Gary for being here. And we've got a new pitcher in the circle for Wausau Consolidated. We'll get a read on that here in just a moment. As soon as she turns just a tick, we'll be able to see the number from our new hurler in the circle. And it is number 17, Sydney Eckert, leading off here for Everest. Gary Whipperman, who do we have mic'd up now?
We don't have anybody just because.
You may be on mute here. Yeah. There we go, Gary Whipperman.
You know,
Go.
that's pretty common that I would be muted. I mean, and good call by Lucas on that one.
Muted
I mean,
tones on the
you know.
outfit. I don't know.
So I mean, this guy's already like years ahead of where we are. We actually are charging our microphone right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm thinking, though, next inning I may grab a stick microphone and head to the dugout and talk to some of these kids a little bit. So
Yeah, well, and
because you can't do this during a real game, obviously, but you know, in an exhibition like this, I mean, the coaches are giving us a lot of latitude, which is nice.
yeah, they certainly are. You know, one thing.
Although they may want to win here at the end.
Their calm demeanor might change here. They
The
may get a
DC
little more
Everest coach
itchy.
wants the winner's purse on winning this
Oh yeah,
game. So,
oh yeah, he does.
You know, it could get a little bit hairy here as we get to the 6th and 7th inning. We may see a little more competitive, those juices flowing here. You know those DC Everest guys. We gotta watch out for them all the time.
they're all action all the time.
Right, Bullets?
This one fouled right to us and
almost on my
over the Explorer. Safe is the call on the Explorer.
Well, if it hit the Explorer, I think I may need a place to stay tonight because the boss would not be happy.
As Eckert fouls that one off, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So wait for the shortstop to come back
Zaleski and W7 may be consolidating here.
permanently.
We'll let you have the first name on the branding rights. So we'll tell you what, you get the first name, but we're going to bring the red and black with us. So
I'm good with Zaleski W7.
Okay, that's good.
We have an agreement here in principle. So pitching for Wausau Consolidated is Nicole Bryce.
Talk
I
about
got
going
that
off
figured
the
out.
rails.
Man,
Holy cow.
quickly
Welcome
too,
to our
quickly.
world.
As Eckert will look at the 2-2 from Bryce and fouls that
Nice
one
job
up
keeping
and
it alive.
towards the porta potties over there.
Nice job keeping it alive. Good swing.
Yeah.
got to protect at this point. I mean, it's a one-run game in the fifth, and you don't want to you do not want to take that third strike.
Yeah, and you have the one-run lead, so you can be a little choosy here too. But you certainly, you get a base runner and maybe extend this lead here a little bit. The off-speed pitch out in front was Eckert, but enough to get it off the screen. Yeah.
Lucas, can I get a little more volume in my? There we go. Hey, there we go. Thank you.
Turn my headphones up in there. That's what the musicians say.
Well,
to turn my headphones
not
up.
24 anymore, so you got to hear the TV at my house.
24, 34, yeah. just
Blares
go down
out,
the line. Yeah, this
ripped
one,
in the right center, extra bases. Boy, great hit. Is that Eckert again?
Off the fence from Eckert, and play at second is safe.
Oh,
as
Seidel
she
thought
gets
she had her at
under the
second.
tag.
Boy, Eckert has hit the ball hard tonight.
Well, she's reached base all 3 times. She's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored, and now a double here to lead off in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Boy, Julia Seidel said that may not be a double yet, mister. Hang on.
Well, and that's what you want out of
Nice
your leadoff
throw.
hitter, though, too, to get on base and score, and she's got on base both innings and scored both times.
Well, I didn't see who made the throw, Jason, but a nice throw from the outfield in the second. That was right on point.
Yeah. I mean, Seidel didn't really have to move the glove a whole lot. It was
no.
right on it. As we see Mosinee's Paige Wickland back for the 3rd time today, 0 for 2 coming into this at-bat and fouls this one into the Wausau Consolidated dugout.
Paige is one of our basketball kids. She's going to make something happen here. I got a feeling.
Now, I will say, though, that Mike's play in the third base coach's box, not quite as clean.
Not even nearly as clean.
As the last one was made over here.
Jamie's a lot younger than
Jamie is younger, yeah. I mean, the play was made. It just wasn't as slick.
Right.
She was very fluid in her
Fluid,
motion.
very athletic,
Yeah.
got right down on
Yeah.
it.
Uh-huh.
Coach Mike kind of fumbled around a little bit like, I got it, I mean, that's all right. He's not a young guy anymore, so, I mean, he's going to have that.
Well, he didn't charge the ball. That we know for sure. Not charging the ball.
Swing and a miss. Nice pitch. Boy, nice rise ball that time.
So count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes to
16,
Wickland.
this is a pitcher for
That's Nicole
Consolidated.
Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce. Boy, really nice pitch there.
Yeah, come on here in this inning and trying to keep it at a 1-run deficit for her squad and
Swing and a
strikes
miss
out
by
Wickland.
Paige.
That brings up Haley Larson. Haley in today's game, a pair of strikeouts. But we'll see a new pitcher here now, so maybe time to straighten herself out. Bryce ready and delivers. And this one is cracked into center field, going back and making the
nice
catch.
recovery in center. She ran up on it, had to stop in mid-stride, backed up 2 steps, reached up over her head and grabbed it. Nice play. Really, really athletic play in center field.
Yeah, that play's not made. Eckert is scoring a run there.
Who is that, Jason? Number 7 in center field.
That's 7 in center. That is Peyton Van Rixel.
Van Rixel on the play. Very nice.
The often spoke about
Van
Rixel.
Van Rixel it is.
Yeah, only a few times did I say your name right, but I'm on a hot streak now. I've said it right every time since then. As Kyle Osowski at the plate here, she is 1 for 1 today. There we go, and hits it over to second. Bobbled over at second. Play at first is under the glove. Eckert turns to home.
Got to look.
And will score the run. So while things were being judged over at first base, Eckert saw that, scores her 3rd run of the game.
Well, good heads-up play by Sydney on that one to take the extra base, and good call by Coach Mike Sunnan, seeing that the first baseman's head was turned. She ran down the line, got in there, and got the run. If you're at first base, you gotta know where your runners are, and you can't spend time worrying about was it out or safe. You got to be watching that runner at third going home.
Yeah, things are still happening.
Yeah, you got to give your
field.
catcher an opportunity to make that play. And it's 8-6 now. Everest Mosinee leading by 2 in the bottom of the 5th.
We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's right. This one into the hole at short, and everybody be safe.
Almost would have been better to let it go through, and I don't think Seidel had a play anyway. I don't think that was a playable hit there.
So infield single for Zarnik with 2 outs. Runners now at first and second for Sydney Dahlman. She is 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored today. So everybody getting on base for Everest Mosinee. Most of them getting around to score.
Well, and you got runners, on the bases with 2 outs, so you get a free lead on contact. They're going.
As Dahlman sees that one come in low for a ball.
And so it's about 105 feet from second base to home after that head start. So,
yeah.
A good chance for Everest Mosinee to extend this lead. Hit down the line at first.
It's going to be a close play over at first. And safe is the call
Safe
over
is
at
the call.
first.
And
All
now
right.
the bases are loaded.
Yeah, bases loaded now for Aaliyah Edson. So Edson, a strikeout and a ground out back to the pitcher. But a big chance here for an RBI and perhaps really to,
Open this thing.
extend the lead.
You
I don't
could
want to say
open this
blow it
thing
way
up.
open,
You
but
could open it up a
certainly,
little
certainly
bit.
open it up, though. It was a 7-4 lead. They now lead by 2, 8-6. So
Ball squirts away from the catcher, but again, good job by the pitcher going down there, and then the catcher going to retrieve it. So nowhere for the runner to go at third. That's Zaleski at third.
yeah, as the pitcher, you're the first one to know that I'm going to have to sprint home here
Yeah.
because I missed through it or it's going to leak out of the glove of my catcher. And a ball is called
Just
there.
missed. 1-1. 2 outs in the fifth. 8-6. Everest Mosinee leading by 2 over Wausau Consolidated.
Everest Mosinee has scored in every inning here in this game, including this one. And
Good
that's
foul.
it's a pretty smooth recipe to get to 8.
Yeah.
Scoring
yeah.
every inning.
Every inning.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. We still hear our home plate umpire, Tom Hack, at our microphone right here on the fence.
Boy, that really
Pointed
picks
right
up
at him.
Good distance.
Yeah, and goes down looking, does Edson. So Bryce able to get out of the jam a little bit, only let up 1. Could have been worse than that.
Well, you hate taking a third strike like that with the bases juiced and 2 outs. That's tough to go down that way. Well,
So-
we're headed to the 6th. It's 8-6 Everest Mosinee by 2 over Wausau Consolidated on Zaleski W7 tonight. A joint
That's right.
broadcast from both of us. And,
Yeah.
First time ever. Won't be the last time. We'll do some more stuff like this. And,
Yeah.
it's great to, again, I think it's great that it unites different areas of the state together and we can all watch together. And again, the great thing about it is, at least from our standpoint, is because we're dedicated to girls athletics, it's really all for the girls in the state. And when we get a chance to come together like this, it's really a great thing. It's great for the Milwaukee kids to see the kids up here playing, and then vice versa. I know that the kids up here would enjoy an opportunity to watch the Milwaukee kids play because they don't get to see each other because obviously they're playing all the time, and because these type of events just are not televised. So it's great that we both can work together like this and make this available to all of our families in the state.
Yeah, and whoever is watching, wherever you're watching from, we hope at the very least this will stir a little emotion. You'll be able to reminisce a little bit about sports and perhaps spur some creativity in your area to, if you can, get a game together, get an event together. I mean, this one really pulled together nicely.
Very nicely. They did a
man.
great job. And boy, they really got the word out too.
Oh, boy.
Again, you can see. I mean, it's all the way around the field. I mean, it's lined very, very well.
Let's see, Lucas, can you take my camera here? We'll give a good look around. We got a little bit of sun over the top of Matt here, but that's okay. But as we come around here, you really get to see as we look towards center field, and we'll move the camera. We'll just keep kind of rotating here. But people are, as Gary said, just ringing the field here, and everybody really came out to support these girls, for them, seniors, one last time.
Now, I got to say something here, and this
Okay.
may not be, I don't know if it's correct or not, but the third base coach for Consolidated, that guy could actually be the mascot for Wausau East. I mean, they may have drew it after this guy. I mean, I don't know his name, but I mean, he's like dead on for the lumberjack mascot.
He's a lumberjack.
He is. I mean, he is like, he's the poster child for the school. It's really cool. I love it. I think it's great.
Lauren Nowinski, Tanner Walter, Nicole Bryce all due up here for Wausau Consolidated in the top of the 6th inning, and Nowinski fouls that one off. 1 ball, 1 strike now.
Now I got to be careful. This doesn't give me any dirty looks. I may need an escort out of the
That's
out of the complex tonight.
You mess with a lumberjack.
That's just it. I mean, how far do you take this? Not too far.
yeah,
He's already pointing back here. I'm already in trouble.
Yeah,
See,
I would say this is far right here. This is
you've reached the line.
You are at
Enough.
the line. You are at the line as Nowinski swings over the low pitch and strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. But yeah, you mess with the lumberjack, you get the
you get the horns, baby.
get the horns,
you get the axe
and the timber. You get the axe. Yeah, you get it all.
Oh,
And
nice pitch.
Swung on a miss as Osowski.
Boy, has she pitched well.
Let's count them up here. There's been a few.
So I asked Kyla what she thought about where the microphone. She said, I absolutely hated it.
Oh, well, okay.
She's like, I felt self-conscious. I felt like people are listening to what I'm saying, and you could tell she already feels so relieved to be free of it. And that's never the intention when we do this for the kids, but it's a good experience for them.
That one knocked down over at third, picked by Eckert, and she will save it as Walter aboard on the infield single.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Jason. I mean, Eckert has played very, very well tonight, both in the field and, of course, at the plate. Again, that's just great fundamental softball. She charged on the ball, backed up her third baseman, and was there to field it. And, again, that's just good heads-up, solid defense.
And this one hit over here towards third.
Nice
And
play
out
at third.
Up the third baseline, foul. So strike one to Nicole Bryce.
Now, I don't know if you guys do a player of the game or not. But,
We will.
I think Sydney's making a very, very strong case as of right now.
She's reached base all 3 times, scored all 3 times, and making some nice plays in the field as well. I don't know how you would say it's somebody else right now.
Right.
Certainly the leader
Zaleski's
through
pitched
5
well.
innings. Yeah, 5 strikeouts for Wausau. That's certainly helped. Yeah, this one is going to be foul.
Just foul.
Channel 7's Matt Infield. Hustle, man, hustle. Well, he's got the camera in one hand.
Hey,
It's
come
a lot
work for
of,
Zaleski. They pay tons of scratch. If you like money, this is the place to be with this guy right here.
A lot of people don't like money, though. So
Not everybody likes money.
no.
Like Lucas. Lucas hates money. He will refuse it at any chance. He's like, I do not want any money for this.
Yeah.
He's a purist that way.
Throw down to second after the 0-2 pitch was bobbled behind the plate.
Good heads-up running
good
there.
Base running by Walter. Oh, okay.
So we have another fan of money. So
right.
that's 1-1.
Make a note down here. Matt and money
Matt,
go together.
Matt, money, yes.
Reese Van Haften not watching the broadcast right now.
2-2.
Maybe not. I don't know. He'll tell you though if you ask him. 2-2 the count to Nicole Bryce. She's 0 for 2, ground back to the pitcher both times, and Wausau is that pitcher. And here's the delivery. That one bounces in. Full count now, as Wausau Consolidated looking for a couple here. 1 out, and one of those couple are standing on second base in the form of Tanner Walter. See what Bryce can do to send her high school teammate around the bases, and swung out and missed. So strikeout number 6 for Kyla Wausau.
Now we're never beyond giving it to more than one player.
Oh.
I mean, we're always good with that too.
Well, and now that I've let that thought kind of marinate and swim around in my head a little bit, I don't see any reason why there shouldn't be at least a couple.
Yeah. Now Kyla may not want to talk on the microphone though. That's the thing. You may have to like drag her over here if they win this. I mean, she was not a big fan of it.
You as Kimmy Cummings batting Wausau Newman product here, graduate. These are all high school graduates. Yeah, make that clear. As this one is hit in the field.
Boy, nice hustle by Eckert.
Yeah, and the runner will come over to third. That's Walter. But Eckert.
Jason, if she makes that play, it's a done deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
she's the player of the game. If she makes that play, because that would have been one heck of a catch.
Just like you saw our interaction with the TV crews earlier, the student athletes much the same. We tell them where to go, they show up.
Yeah,
it just happens.
Yep. Yep.
But after years, as you know, you get that rapport, you get that history,
yes.
And a lot of them actually look forward to it. Actually, we had to put
most of our kids do too.
We had to put a stop to it last year as we found out that a lot of kids were coming up to the broadcast teams as this one is hit over to Eckert at short.
Nice play.
Clean pick, easy throw to first, out number 3.
Nice play by Sid. Nice squeeze at first. Go ahead. What were you saying?
As Abby Stone retired by Sydney Eckert, but what we found, and it was a little funny at first, but then it became something where we had to put a friendly, gentle stop to it. But kids before the game would begin to petition us to be the player of the game.
Really?
Before the game even started.
Really?
Yeah. Now, and we do something around here called the Highlight House, and you get to be in the house, so you're the player of the game. So we put on a big spectacle about it, and that's the way to go about these things as you do. But it became, I don't know the word to use, not so popular. It just became something that these kids wanted to be a part of, and we're happy to do it for them. But they started asking us before the game, even started. And we would tell them, well, rule number one, you got to win the game. There's no player of the game from the team that didn't win. And so, yeah, it was an interesting development.
Well,
we had some fun with it, but that's what happened.
So if you've watched us, what has happened with us in softball is something altogether different, and that is most of the time the kids do not want to be the player of the game, and here's why. After the game, so Wauwatosa East started this 2 years ago, and they did it, and then everybody else saw it, and everybody just jumped on it. So after the game, what we do is we interview the player of the game, but we have our backs to the field while we're interviewing the players, so the field is behind us. What happens is that the rest of the players on the team come up behind in front of the camera and start doing pyramids, cartwels.
Right, I have seen it, yes.
Bowling alleys. I mean, the whole thing, and they have so much fun doing that, and the player being interviewed almost feels like, well, I really would rather go out and be doing that. Now, of course, I the whole time act like I have no idea what's going on, which, again, most people buy that because I generally don't have any idea what's going on. But it really turned into we call it the video bomb.
Okay,
so the
sure.
kids look forward to winning because then they get to do the video bomb after the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we may mention that tonight to some of the maybe even the both teams to do something a little fun after the game here.
Anything is available here. So whatever we want to do is what we're going to do. As this one is bounced over to short by Gonzalez
play,
and
it's
throw
short.
in time to first for
Very
number
nice.
one. Yeah, and a very stirring.
She took part of the ball on her bare hand there and still stayed composed and made the play at short.
Very stirring round of applause also from the fans here in attendance. And I said that wrong. That was Madison Kowalski.
Kowalski on the play.
That was retired. I had my book
Oh,
flipped around
Kowalski was
again.
the batter. Gonzalez was the shortstop. All right. We'll get it right here.
Something's going to happen here eventually. As Nicole Przebelski, scored back in the fourth inning. Also an RBI to her credit here today.
George Satiros, the Wizard of West Allis, on the broadcast tonight, as we call him.
I like it. I like
Former
it.
head coach at West Allis, now head coach emeritus, retired this past season, so he'll be actually joining the W7 crew for 2020, 2021. I call him the chairman of the board. I mean, I tell you what, he comes to the game and he's like, an entourage of people come over to kiss the ring when he shows up.
As Bryce delivers that one low to Przebelski, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And I mean, listen, if you can find them, and they are a little bit tough to find sometimes, but get some sports experts on your broadcast.
Oh my gosh,
makes
we
our
love
job
it.
so much easier.
We love, and our coaches are still great. They love doing it.
And this one popped up behind the plate, calling for it.
Nice
and
play.
making the underhand
Very
catch
nice.
for out number 2.
That's number 4 for
4 is
Consolidated.
Gabby Bratz.
Gabby Bratz on the play. Very nice play by Gabby. Looking up into the sun, made a nice catch, good concentration, made the out.
Now, should Wausau Consolidated be able to find a couple runs when they come up in the 7th inning, Gabby Bratz would be one of those contenders on that other side.
Definitely.
We mentioned her name a lot here today.
Yeah, Gabby's played very, very well.
On short notice.
What's that?
Yeah, kid played well on short
Yeah,
notice. Again,
yeah.
I don't know how long ago they started playing this thing, but to my knowledge, not that long
Well, the
ago.
first I heard of it was Thursday, so I mean that's pretty quick. Hey, and boy, you really got to give hats off to the coaches, ADs, and really just both communities for putting this together. All 3 communities putting this together and giving an opportunity for the kids to come out and get together one more time.
Kaylee Oland here and lifts that into center field. That'll drop for a 2-out single. Yeah, and really big ups to the Mosinee community here for hosting this game here, and Mosinee participating in the game as Oland here from Mosinee, but some of the field's not available due to rules in these certain areas, and this one is available, and we thank them for letting this be used here. It's a beautiful facility.
It's a great facility. It really is.
As Amanda Lopp now comes up for the 3rd time
And
here
this isn't
today.
at the high school. This is a community field.
That's right. Yeah, a complex. There's other diamonds off in
Well,
our distance to the north.
And to that point, that's where I came first. And I saw Little League Baseball going on. I'm like, I must be in the wrong place. I just needed to go about another 100 yards and I found it.
Yeah, because there were other games happen. There were actual game action
Yes.
on the other fields, too.
Yes, I was getting yelled at by Little League parents to move my car because they were trying to watch, Joey, make us run.
Well,
for
you
the
can't
Brewers.
park on the shortstop position. You
Well,
gotta stay off the field.
people are picky that way. I mean, to me, you extend a little courtesy for out-of-town guests, but I guess that's not how they roll around here.
Well, no. The short answer. So leading 8-6.
Two
Lopp
outs
now.
there.
Yeah. And
Swing and a miss. Nice pitch.
yeah, she reached for that one, a little bit taken off there, as perhaps a little bit even of a drop ball type of scenario, but another strikeout for Nicole Bryce, her third in 2 innings of work. And we do move now to the top of the 7th inning. It is go time for Wausau Consolidated. They trail by 2. They'll go Gonzalez, Van Rixel, and Bratz in the top of the 7th. It'll be last call for Wausau Consolidated.
Number 3 for Wausau, Zaleski Sports.
All right, back here to Mosinee. Gonzalez, Van Rixel, Bratz all due up for Wausau Consolidated, and it is last call. Wausau Consolidated down by 2. And a strike to Gonzalez to start her at bat. That one bounces in. And I believe we got a new pitcher here. Yeah, Paige Wickland pitching now for Mosinee. And right back to her. Wickland over to first in time for out number 1. She looks at her dugout, and that's it. Now keep the camera on me here, Lucas, as Paige going to trot off into center field and just get a little pitching action there as she'll bring Osowski back in. But Wickland comes in, gets the out, and retreats back to center field. So Peyton Van Rixel, strikeout victim in the 2nd inning, and grounded out to first in the 5th. As Wausau Consolidated needs base runners here in the top of the 7th inning, and swung on and missed as Osowski comes in from center field back to her place in the circle. As she has pitched 6 complete to this point. We'll need 2 outs here to finish it off. And throws in low, and then the throw coming back over the top of her head. But what you missed, as Gary Whipperman comes back to the broadcast here, Gary, what you missed is Paige Wickland comes in from center field, pitches the first batter, retires her on a ground out, and then goes back to center and puts Osowski back in the circle.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Get a little action. Probably one of those things. She always wanted to pitch maybe in a high school game or something like that.
Nice.
So, you know, one of those deals, and got to do it, recorded the out, and said, okay, I'm out. I'm done.
Well, I was in both dugouts scheming for post game, so we've got some plans for the post game coming up.
You just tell me where to go.
Well, I'm used to people telling me where to go. That's usually how things work around here. So, but Larry's not here tonight, so I'm a little confused.
Strikeout. Let's count him up here as Van Rixel goes down swinging. I thought I had it, but we're going to verify here real quick. Strikeout number 7.
Hey, I want to
give
give a really big shout out to a really good buddy of ours, Jamie Van Zyl from Rhinelander. Has been a great supporter of ours, and he's got just the greatest kid, Kennedy. Kennedy's going to play at Oshkosh next year, and we got a chance to meet Kennedy, get to know her at the Christmas tournament last year in Watertown. So, Jamie, shout out to you, and of course to Kennedy. We're going to have 2 Kennedys at Oshkosh next year. Kennedy Osterman, and we call KO from Pewaukee, and then Kennedy Van Zyl, I guess KVZ. From Rhinelander. They're going to be quite a group going up there.
As Bratz over to third, across the diamond, and steps on the bag. And, Gary, that's the final out of the game.
And that's the ball game.
Yeah, as Wausau Consolidated goes down to Mosinee Everest, our final score here, 8 6. I don't know if they're going to have any. You may know,
Post-game
Gary.
ceremonies.
If they're
That
gonna
I
have any
don't
post-game
know.
activities.
But I'm going to get on the field.
Yeah, I'm gonna
We'll
go
be
with
back
you.
with our Zaleski W7 Player of the Game.
There you go.
You've been watching Zaleski Sports and W7. We'll be right back.
Congratulations, 2020 seniors. Way to play hard.
So could Lucas get the girls
Oh
in?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. He'll get the whole shooting match here. We'll give him just a minute to get everything lined up here. Right? We're going 100
Now,
miles an hour.
the important thing is I have to act like I have no idea what's going on, which is really easy for me to do. I'm really good at having no idea what's going on. So, nice game, kid.
Thank you.
All right. So Lucas he'll point to us when we're ready. He'll point to us when he's ready. That's how this works. I'll start us off. How's that?
Yeah, for sure.
Good. All right, Jason Zaleski here, and we are with our Zaleski Sports W7 Highlight House Player of the Game, Sydney Eckert. Sydney, you reach base all 3 times today. You score all 3 times. Just talk about, before we get into the game action, just tell us about being able to get out here and play this one last time here.
It was
Everest jersey on.
It was amazing. I didn't think I'd get to put the Everest jersey on one last time, but I'm very grateful that I did. It's amazing.
Gary Whippleman from W7 coming up here and enjoying the game and really enjoyed watching you around the bases today.
Yeah, Sydney, it was a lot of fun watching you play, and I could tell you're one of those kids that softball's kind of your life, right? I mean, this what you do, it's who you are. And I don't know you, but I could see the way you play the game on the field, doing all the things that you would see in a regular game. Now, not all these kids are hardcore softball players, so maybe you're not always backing up center field, but I saw you every time there. What are you going to do next year? Are you going to go play ball next year?
Yeah, I'm playing at Division II Iowa Lakes Community College.
Well, we're going to forgive you for going out of state, but no, we're really, really happy for you. Played a great game tonight. Talk about the girls, on the DC Everest team, and what the 4 years has meant to you, and really what this year has been about for you personally.
They're amazing. I played with them since like 8U, 10U, and they're all amazing girls. I was sad that I didn't get to take the field with them all this whole year, but I'm grateful we got one last chance.
Well, let's get them all up here real quick, and we're gonna do a final send off with both teams. Do we have all the players here? Okay, so at the end, so you guys are not. So where's Julia at? Julia probably knows this. The rest of you probably don't. But at the end of every broadcast, we ask a question of our players.
I don't care.
And that question is, and so Jason, I'm going to steal your thunder here. That question is, and we'll say for Jason too, for everything W7 and Zaleski Sports do, we do for who? Does anybody know the answer to that question? For the girls. We only do girl sports. We don't do any boys sports. I get asked to do football, baseball. It's a hard no every time. So yeah, here's the answer right here. Okay, so here we go. You guys ready? Now we got to get some attitude in this. I don't want to just bland and like for the girls, So I want to see a little attitude. All right, here we go. So great game tonight by both teams. 8-6 Mosinee, DC Everest pulls it out over a very tough Wausau Consolidated. We called you Wausau Consolidated tonight. 8-6 with the win. Sydney Eckert, our player of the game. So Sydney and both teams, everything Zaleski Sports and W7 does, we do for who?
The girls.
No, that's weak. No, that's weak. Okay, number one is let's do a quick review. The answer is for the girls, right? Okay, so, and let's hear some attitude. One more time and I'll let you go. You guys ready? If you don't break the microphone, I'm going to be hurt. Okay, so here we go. All right. So, Sydney and Mosinee, Everest, Wausau Consolidated, everything Zaleski Sports and W7 does, we do for who? That's what I'm talking about. You've been watching Zaleski Sports and W7. We'll see you all soon. Have a great night. Thank you, community, for having us. Appreciate it.